Hello, we're at the MedtechWOMEN Vision Conference, and I'm proud to have Stephanie Toney with me visiting. Since you just walked out of the keynote speech, I'd love to hear how that feels. I didn't get a chance to hear all of it.
It was such a powerful speech. It really felt like I was, as an individual, empowered in the room, and it empowered me to be an advocate for people who are not in the room. And I just didn't even think, as the topic was about patients and thinking about patients and innovation, I didn't think how such an individual exercise it would be. And so it was really powerful and amazing keynote.
So the difference between having somebody corporate versus a patient, like I noticed that's been a trend around now. Is that the first time that you've seen something like that?
It is not. I've had the pleasure of working for medical device companies that have brought in a lot of patients, and so hearing patient stories, usually those are sad affairs, right, where we cry, and this one I felt a call to action. I've never
Really?
felt more empowered to do more of the work that is so important for patients. So it's just a different spin, but definitely a different energy and feel.
How long have you been a part of the organization?
MedtechWOMEN, only a few years. I was most recently a biodesign fellow and just really felt like it was important to stay connected with the organization. So I officially joined probably a year ago, and just really look forward to strengthening the connection with the organization.
So this feels a bit like home court advantage for you being here.
It does. Very familiar, a lot of familiar faces, but also a lot of new faces to get to know as well.
Yeah, the venue's fantastic. Stanford's been a gracious host for all of this. The one thing that I've noticed that seems to be pervasive about this group is this reaching back and bringing people with them, whether they're folks who haven't had their opportunity or folks who are earlier in their career. Have you had a chance to be a part of that? Is that something that's been universal throughout the organization?
Yeah, when I think through just since I've been with the MedtechWOMEN organization, I recently joined the mentoring program.
You did?
And I could have
able
been.
to get in because I
I
heard it
was
was tough?
able to get in. It was amazing. And as a mentee, I knew in my career I could have been either a mentor or a mentee, and I chose to be a mentee. And you're right, I got in. And I know it's important to give back, and I know so many people are committed to it, and that instills in me the desire to want to give back as well. So, yeah, it's great, and it's a trend that will keep going forward, and a sense of shared community is what will continue to drive.
Are you in the mentoring program right now?
Yes, I just started not even a month ago. So it just
Wow.
got kicked off in the latest cohort.
Holy cow. And so how has it been rolled out? Because you're the first person I've spoken to with the program. How's it been going?
It's been great. I have a fantastic mentor, and we had our first discussion. We met about a couple weeks ago, and so now we'll put together a regular cadence of conversations. She's not at this conference, but today at the MedtechVISION conference, but yeah, we're going to set up a regular cadence of meetings, and we have goals and objectives. I know I personally have goals about what I'd like to get out of it, and it's been fantastic. It is.
Well,
really
it's great
been
that it's individualistic.
Yes.
I mean, it can't be a formulaic type of program.
Right.
It has to be tailored to each person, because you may want to be on a board, or you may want to get to a C-level, or you may want to go to a startup. Who knows what you may want to do? Because you have a bit of a unique background in that you're more reimbursement, market access type person. Would you say that in the organization there's a fair amount of folks with a similar background, or are you somewhat of a unicorn here?
You know, I met a couple of people that I had only heard their names
Right.
at the conference today, and so the network is growing, and where that's concerned. So I know there are more people in the room like me,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there are more that I should meet, and look forward to doing that the rest of the day.
Oh, and so how would you explain it to somebody who hasn't been here, who missed this, or someone you'd want to encourage to come next year? Like, how would you describe it?
So I have a strong appreciation for this not being a conference about just women's issues. What they're talking about in the room are really important issues in med tech in general, having to do with clinical trials, patient access, all those things that really kind of play into being leaders in med tech, and just kind of strengthen our position and resolve and give us language about how best to lead in the organizations that we go back to next week.
Did you meet anybody new yet?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Well, you're not exactly shy, so I don't think that's really a challenge for you.
Well, and what's great is I'll meet someone, I'll tell them a little bit about my story, and they'll want to introduce me to other people, and it just grows and grows, and so it's been wonderful, and it's only been a few hours, so it's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about the right words. I was sitting here, just kind of absorbing what was happening, and the word that kept coming to mind was festive. There's something festive about this, and I'm curious. What do you feel that? Am I by myself for that? Because it just seems more animated than most of the conferences I go to.
Yeah, it was, I think, and I feel like I agree with you, and I think it's intentional. I think it really is intentional about really bringing the energy up, not about a regular conference in a room with coffee, same people. It is get out there, meet other people, have conversations, go, go, go. And that's so important, and that fires me up. That fires me up, and it's unique, I'd say, as a conference with sessions like this is pretty unique. So festive is a great word.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, everyone seems really thrilled to be here. Like some of the conferences I've been to, and you've probably been to a few yourself, where like, I'm just doing what I gotta do, trying to make it to dinner.
That's right.
I'm curious about your Stanford biodesign experience, and as it relates to this organization, were you piecing those together at the time, or was it just a coincidence that both the groups are somewhat partners?
Well, I had been somewhat, I knew about MedtechWOMEN and I'd gone to a few events, was never a member before. And then being a part of the biodesign community, I remember going to a MedtechWOMEN event just before starting. And there were so many people that said, oh my goodness, you're about to be a fellow? Come meet this person. Oh, here's a new fellow. Or, oh, have you met this person? They were an old fellow or an alum. And I think the bond is there and only getting stronger, and I feel a sense to give back and to contribute to that going forward, because I think there are a lot of synergies that really make sense for both organizations.
Well, I mean, they have a very similar goal, which is just advancing medical technology, and this forum is kind of perfect for them. And when I heard Stanford was involved, I'm like, there's no shock there. Why wouldn't they be?
Right, that's right.
That's exceptional. Now, you are though a bit different though when it comes to that though, because I would think there's not a ton of reimbursement market access people in Stanford Biodesign.
That's correct. I'm the first with health
right?
economics and reimbursement experience. Yes, prior to
Did you have to eat
joining,
by yourself at the table?
I did. No, it really, it's a really unique skill set, but it's so needed as we think through the future of innovation. Patient access and market access in general is so key to the success going forward. And I wasn't sure if Stanford would see the same vision that I did about how important that conversation is, but they certainly did. And knowing their work around health policy in 2023 and beyond, I think they get it. They know, they understand how important it is.
What else can we do? Meaning, you're going to walk out of here today and you're going to feel great about this, as I'm sure is everybody. But what happens tomorrow? What else can we do to keep amplifying this, to keep carrying this on, to make it stronger every year? So, as Amy says, they don't have to do this in 20 years.
Right. You know, one of the goals that I have for myself is to not only meet people while I'm here, stay connected, reach out. I also personally, I need to join MedTech Color and bring that organization. I know it's fantastic to have MedtechWOMEN think about MedTech Color, but I need to get involved and show support and become a member and participate, because I think the world is better and stronger when we all have a seat at the table, and I guess we should think about not having such a conference. But I guess there's also a place where this could be the biggest conference where men are trying to participate as well, because the draw is there, the passion is there, the energy is there. Yeah, that's my hope. My hope is that we get bigger, stronger, we have more leaders in medtech and kind of continue to grow.
Well, it seems to be, if you look at the numbers in girls in STEM in universities and the numbers obviously in medtech in general, as far as executive goes, and female CEOs and females on boards, and you can go on and on and on with all the numbers have been improving, slower than we would like, but their numbers are increasing, so something's working.
Yes, that's right. That's
And
right.
I think it's folks like you who just aren't taking care of just yourself and realizing, oh, I got here. How can I get the people who are trying to get here with me? It's truly a gracious thing to do. And I give you a ton of credit because it's so easy to say, man, I made it.
Yeah.
You know, MedTech Color has been a great partner with MedtechWOMEN, so I would think that would be an ideal transition for you. Well, no reason why you can't do both.
Yeah,
mean-
that's right. That's right. I think there's so much opportunity and so much work to be done. It's exciting. It's exciting, not daunting, right? It's a wonderful opportunity to think about community in a broad way, and so I challenge myself with that and really look forward to the future.
Do you feel responsible?
Yes, obligated, responsible. Yes, to give back. Absolutely.
That's funny because that's kind of how I feel. Because of what we do, we're a search firm, and I try to be a search firm for all of medical device, and we make it our mission for it to always be a fair playing field, and everyone gets an interview, and everyone gets a swing at it, and then, that's up to them at that point, but everyone gets an opportunity. So that's why we're here, is because I have the same beliefs that you do about where this is all headed. Yeah, it's a trip.
That's great. That's great.
Listen, thank you so much for coming by. I
Thank
knew you'd be
you.
great for this.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Mine.
Yeah.